Hey guys, it's 101 R Smith. I am coming from you guys from my iPod and kind of, I guess you could say live, but not really. This is my very rough channel update for June of 2020. I am currently at home in New York. It's been approximately officially 96 days since the COVID-19 pandemic has hit. The city has been on shutdown for the longest time, only essential workers. And the city is on track to open back up on June 8th. So that's where the city landscape is right now. In terms of me, it's been a pretty rough 3 months. I think on the last update I gave you guys, I was working at the epicenter of the pandemic in the beginning of the critical juncture point back in March and April. And unfortunately, I didn't last too long. I didn't get sick per se, but it was more too many stores got closed, and my job pulled support from the station that I was working at, and I've just been sitting at home for the last 8 weeks. So technically, I'm unemployed even though I am employed. I know that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Basically, my job has no work for me, so I had to file for unemployment, and the only hope for me in order to get back work is things have to open up, and hopefully with stage 1 starting on Monday, that could start to come to fruition. In terms of the channel, I have been trying to post videos, but I can't because my laptop finally died on me. My laptop gave out during the making of my Wing Gundam Proto Zero review. That was a requested review. I shot everything, and then just during the last 2 weeks, it would just go through different phases of cycles. I would start to render the video. My computer crashes. I start to get to a certain point during the project. It freezes up and I gotta restart. And then finally, it just gave out. It just goes through a restarting loop over and over and over again. My computer's just dead. And I can't make videos right now. Well, I can in this way, but I can't make my full-on review, so that's what's going on. In terms of me, it's just been quarantine. I've only just very recently started to get to see some friends again, friends who have been in quarantine as well, slowly trying to get that back together. And it's been a hectic 8 weeks of quarantine. Like my mental health finally took a bit of a shot. Last week it got pretty bad, but just when it comes to everything that's going on, and now we have pretty much a revolution going on. Here's the thing. I am not a person who's equipped to talk about politics. Not that I'm a complete ignoramus and I don't know what's going on. I just choose not to talk about politics because it's beyond my depth of field. I'm not well educated. I don't know the day-by-day basis of things that go on with politics. Other than I have my beliefs that, women should be able to have complete say over their bodies. People that are disenfranchised have the right to be able to have the fair standings of everyone else and be able to do what they can and be at least given the opportunity to succeed in life. That's kind of the basic gist of my views. I don't know about, international relationships between different countries, foreign regulation. That's not me. Like I'm a very simple man. I guess you could say, man. I'm a very simple person. I think everyone should be treated equally. Everyone should be treated as a human being. Everyone should be given a fair chance. Everyone should be given the same amount of care and attention, no matter color, race, origin, ethnicity. I'm just very simple, and I know probably as an almost 26-year-old adult, that could be looked down upon, and, you should educate yourself more. You should be more well-rounded in political and geopolitical relations between yourself and other people. I'm simple. I'm not very complex when it comes to those sorts of things. That being said, when it comes to the revolution, I at this point I just consider it a revolution. When it comes down to the revolution that's going on, here's the facts. A man who was deemed to be doing an illegal activity, a fraudulent $20 bill, lost his life for no reason. Whether he was guilty or not, I've seen evidence that says he's not guilty. It doesn't fucking matter. Whether he was guilty or not, he died for no reason. Because one man took it upon himself to exert his power, his force as a police officer, in order to, in his way, apprehend what he deemed is a criminal. With unnecessary and disgusting amount of force. And because of that, this man died. For no reason. I think Phil DeFranco said it best. We shouldn't even know who George Floyd is. He should just be another dude among the sea of the millions in the United States and the billions of the world. Unfortunately, we know about him because someone was overtly cruel and just wicked in his actions. And it's not fair that someone's husband, someone's son, someone's dad, someone's brother is gone. And then you add on top the racial problems that come with that action. It's just not right. Police brutality has always been a problem. Me, on a personal level, I cannot say that I've dealt with racism on a societal basis. I've dealt with racism on a more interpersonal and personal context. Like the most racist thing I've ever had to deal with was in college. I had a professor who, old school Russian guy in his 80s. I can be pretty obnoxious. I think that's well known at this point. I have a habit of, when I was a student, and this goes pretty much along the lines of my entire academic career, I have a habit of just calling out or just saying the answer just because I'm so engaged. I forget the etiquette of raising your hand and giving other people a chance. One day I said an answer, and the professor said, Reginald, how many times have we said that you need to raise your hand? I wish you knock it off with your idiotic jive talk. I said, excuse me? He said, yeah, knock it off with your idiotic jive talk. I don't know why you even bother to be here. You shouldn't be here at all. No one really wants you here. And I was left speechless. Before I can even respond, the professor responded, well, since you've proven us that you don't have any pride, I'll continue with the lesson. And it was at that point where I told him to fuck off, and I left the classroom. That was the most racially charged incident I've ever dealt with in my life. On a grander context, I guess the worst thing was the fact that my dad had to teach me at a young age that when a police officer talks to you, that, you keep your hands out, in the open so that he can't try to interpret it as you becoming threatening. I was taught that from a very young age by my dad. So those are probably, I guess you could say I dealt with racism, but I've never been met with direct confrontational racism outside of that one event when I was 22. but it doesn't. You don't have to deal with racism. You don't have to be affected by racism to know that there's a kind of overgap of power between not only cops and the people that they serve, but just whites and blacks, or just any kind of white ethnic group against any dark skin, or just any group that is considered not white. It's just not right. It's just wrong and cruel that this man had to die because this guy had a power trip and he used both his social status, his social equity, and his occupational power to render this man dead. And that's wrong. And I'm glad that everyone is taking it upon themselves to go out and stand up against what they believe is wrong. My only concern is just the overall level of violence on all sides. It's not just protesters, it's policemen taking, again, using their social equity and power to be aggressive and shooting not only live rounds but even rubber bullets in the incorrect way that they were taught, or people who were just losing their minds because of quarantine with COVID and has just using this political platform as an opportunity to get the lulls or just to cause chaos because they're so mentally unstable for being away from people that they love and any sense of normalcy for the last 3 months. You shouldn't use this movement as a way to just cause chaos or just cause harm to anyone who doesn't even deserve it. You don't even know what you're doing. You are causing unnecessary pain and torture. And this is going from all sides. It's not just protesters. It's just people taking this as an opportunity to exercise their own agenda. And I just feel that it's wrong, cruel, and I hope that all the protesters succeed in what they're doing, and I just pray that everyone takes all the necessary safety precautions to protect themselves, and also maintaining some sense of social distancing, because I don't want, as much as I feel like they're doing the right thing, I don't want more innocent people who possibly have nothing to do with this to get sick with COVID. So please, if you're protesting, please use social distancing. Please take all, not only physically safe measures, but environmentally safe measures to protect yourself and the people that are around you. Now that I've gotten off my political high horse, when it comes to the actual channel, my birthday is next Sunday, and I'm crossing my fingers that one of my birthday gifts will be a brand new laptop. I'm still planning on putting out the Wing Gundam Proto Zero review. When it comes to new releases, I've gotten emails from both Image Anime and Gundam Planet announcing, this was from a few weeks ago, so this is about 2 weeks ago, announcing delays on all pre-orders, and the delays can be anywhere between 3 weeks to 2 months. My plan was to do the Force Impulse real grade review, and then it was supposed to be the Legend, and then go from there. I have pre-orders going on for Force Impulse, Curious Gundam, the Digimon Amplified, Metal Garurumon, but now it's seeming like, at least stateside, we don't even know, like my main sources of getting them just about the same time as the Japanese release, or just even on a timely fashion, has been cut off due to COVID, because I don't know when these things will come out. Hopefully this won't be a problem as the year goes on. Maybe these restrictions should be eased up a bit. I did kind of do some early birthday shopping, and I did pre-order some things. One of the things I didn't get to do with my Gundam Proto Zero review, because I can't make it right now, I did have a little bit where I talked about the Wing Zero Verka, and just, I'm just going to use that I'm going to use it right here as an opportunity to just kind of say how I feel about it. I was, me personally, I was really hoping that when they were announcing the big Verkov, which is usually the big Christmas release, because I don't think this will probably be the biggest release outside of the Perfect Grade RX-78 version 2.0 or the Unleashed RX-78 that should be coming around Christmas. Hopefully. But, when they were announcing, like, a new Verkov, me personally, I think you guys know this. I am the biggest Gundam Wing fan you will probably ever meet in the northeastern region of the United States. I can't really think of anyone else. Maybe Jabman or Vegeta or maybe a little bit bigger Gundam Wing friends than me. But I'm one of the biggest Gundam Wing fans that you will ever meet. Wing Zero, the TV/Okawara version, is my favorite Gundam. It has always been my favorite Gundam for the last 20 years. Wing Zero Custom or EW, personally not my top 10. I put it somewhere in the top 20, but definitely not in the top 10. I've always felt that the wing designs were just... It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. Like, aesthetically, Wing Zero is a very eye-popping and visually pleasing mobile suit. But I like the more mechanical, dynamic bird from the Okawara version than the angelic Katoki version. When they announced that they were announcing the kit, I was hoping that we get the G-Self, because I felt every main character, main lead Gundam should get an MG. That's how I personally feel. Also, I just wanted something different. The G-Self is one of my favorite designs in recent years. Maybe not after Barbatos, but like in the last 5 years, I put it up there. Like, it's unique, it's different. I haven't seen anything like this since Turn A. I like the backpack system. I was hoping that we get the perfect G-Self because it's something different. I was trying to rationally think of the Bandai way. Think about it. If you release the G-Self, you can make a whole bunch of variations of it, whether normal release or P Bandai. You can maybe use the inner frame for the other Gundams from G Reco. Like, I figured, yeah, G-Self. Wing Zero Verkov. As one of the biggest fans of Gundam Wing, I was personally disappointed. I will get it because the Wing fan in me will not allow me to not get it. There are some new gimmicks that will be in it. Obviously, it will look a lot better than the old Master Grade from 2004. I don't know how it can supersede the Supernova kit from last year. From what I saw from the English translations, it will include Neo Bird mode and also the gimmick of housing the twin buster rifles in the back wings, because that is canon to both. Well, we never saw it in Endless Waltz, the OVA movie. I think that was more in the manga version. So, since Glory to Losers is now the new canon, or just the definitive canon, which I can go on a different rant about both Glory to Losers and Frozen Teardrop. It's canon that Wing Zero has the twin buster rifles housed in there. I don't know how they can supersede it. It is Bandai. They will find a way. Obviously, they will be treating Wing Zero with a lot of effort because it's the big December release. But personally, I wanted G-Self or Burning Gundam. And I felt the annoyance and frustration with a large majority of the Gunpla community. It just wasn't what we wanted. We wanted something different. But if you're a Gundam Wing fan, even though there's kind of like an air of disappointment and frustration, I still say get it, because it's a 2.0 basically. We don't get that many. So I think I've gone everything with where I could go with this video, this update. Sorry I've been kind of quiet. I just been between quarantine, my mental health, this situation, and my computer failing on me. I've been trying my best. I've tried to borrow friends' laptops. It's not working out. Hopefully by next week, like after the 14th, I should be able to make videos again. But I kind of felt like I've been quiet for too long and I needed to say some stuff. even though I admit I'm not the most educated or not the best suited person to talk about politics or just kind of what's going on with world events. I'll admit I'm not the best person in the world. I'm not the most educated, but I felt like I needed to say something. So, 101 or something, I'll see you later. Peace.